People have tried so many different draw engines in Chien-Pao, and for one reason or another, they don't really seem to work. But at the most recent late night event, someone, I'll put their name here on the screen, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I'm sure I will butcher it, but they were playing a 1-1 line of Revavroom in their Chien-Pao deck. And Revavroom is very interesting because it lets you discard energy from your hand and then draw 2 of 6 in your hand, so it's very similar to a barrel, but it has a couple key differences. It can let you draw 1 more card, but you have to have energy to discard, which usually is not an issue because of Shivery Chill, and also discarding energy is sometimes good because it does fuel our early game star portal with Palkia VSTAR, and also I think the bigger the bigger reason to be playing Revavroom is 140 HP, so Sableye cannot knock it out in one hit with Lost Mine, because Lost Zone deck's big play against Chien-Pao will be to Iono or Roxanne them to down just a couple cards, and use Lost Mine to knock out their only draw engine and pretty much breaking them out for the rest of the game. With Revavroom, they cannot do that. So here's the rest of the list. It does have a couple funky things going on. We don't have any sort of cross switchers in here, we just have double rope and 2 boss, and we are playing a bit more of an unconventional stadium count with 2 Beach Court and 1 Skaters Park. Beach Court can help us easily get into our Chien-Paos in the early turns, and Skaters Park is still just a pretty broken stadium card in Chien-Pao once you can set it up. I'm a big fan of Palkia right now. I think it's a very solid card as an attacker and as a support Pokemon. I'm still pretty unsure about Revavroom, but hopefully after these matches we can sort of get a little more clarity. Is Revavroom good in Chien-Pao? Alright, let's see how Revavroom does in Chien-Pao. I'm kind of curious because I definitely sort of feel that Pidgeot is too clunky, but Barrel isn't always the best, and so let's just sort of see, is Revavroom ever better than Barrel, or is Barrel just simply more reliable most of the time? We have a pretty insane opening hand. I always loved to be able to play Palkia on Possibles because Star Portal is such a broken ability, but I do understand the lists that play RCS, just because setting up is usually the hardest part for Chien-Pao, and once you can get set up, it's not too hard to chain those knockouts over and over again. We see a Squawk ability open, so we'll Battle VIP Pass. I'll get down to Frigibax and the Radiant Greninja. We have the Varoom in there. The Revavroom, we have Palkia VSTAR. So very good. I have pretty much everything that we need in there. So I'm gonna Shivery Chill. Just gonna do all of our search actions before we play, before we use conceal cards. I don't know if I want to use this Nest Ball or not, because with the Squawk ability we really don't know what we're facing. I guess I'll just grab a second Chien-Pao. Or no, we'll get the Varoom, actually. We'll get the Varoom down. Let's conceal cards. Oh my goodness, candy backs. I'll bench Palkia, attach to the active, and then pass. So we'll see what our opponent has next turn, or just what they're playing, because we could potentially go for a Moonlight Shuriken play. We can go for a Subspace Swell. We can Hail Blade for big damage. We'll have plenty of access to the energies. So our opponent's going to have something. I'd be very okay if they just left the Squawk in the active spot. So they gear for an Arven. So probably some sort of stage 2 deck. They play the Arven. Maybe it's a Charizard build playing Squawk ability. Bravery Charm and Miraidon then, I guess, right? Yeah, it's Miraidon. Okay. So I suppose it's possible that this Chien-Pao gets knocked out. That'd be kind of crazy. They get the Raikou and the Miraidon, and they can Tandem Unit again and get down all their Pokemon very quickly. But they're not really able to go heavy Flaffy in this matchup just because of Moonlight Shuriken. They probably can bench 1, but going 2 is probably unnecessary. They just totally choose to go without Flaffy. They do get the Zeraora down. So what I want for my last bench spot is a second Frigibax. So there is an Electric Generator. Man, so we could definitely be getting knocked out here. Okay, they opted to put the energies on Raikou instead of Miraidon. I'm kind of surprised they didn't put them both on Miraidon, because they have the energy in hand, but they just have to switch away from being able to use Photon Blaster for the knockout. That's interesting. I don't know what, because you have Squawk to even dig towards switch, unless your hand's is super good and you don't want to discard the stuff. That's pretty interesting. There's a Bravery Charm. Cross switchers. Oh, they're gonna go kick KO Palkia. Alright. They're playing cross switchers in Miraidon. You don't usually see that. And there's a Squawk. Well, then I guess that makes sense on why they chose to put the energies on the Raikou. They fail that generator, and then they go fleet-footed. And yeah, this Palkia is not going to last too much longer. Okay, we have our work cut out for us now. That was a pretty insane first turn for our opponent. It didn't even like use a Force Seal something, it's like straight up had it. Another Frigibax is nice, so let's Shivery Chill to pull the energies out of the deck. Then we can conceal cards. So we have the knockout. Yeah, because we can put the 3 energies on the active and take the knockout. Ultra Ball. You're always using Rare Candy. So what kind of worries me is like we don't have a whole lot of like draw in this hand. Like we like Ultra Ball for the Revavroom and then use that and fill up the hand on Superior. I don't honestly hate that. Let's go for a Revavroom this turn. So we will we at least get to show off the Revavroom engine this game. So I will Super Cold 1 energy on, then we can Rumbling Engine away the other one. And let's see what that finds us. Rumbling Engine. So +4 cards is pretty nice. Okay, we find Irida in Boss's Orders. Beach Court really isn't something we want to hold on to. I like sort of don't want to bench anything else because then we get knocked out by a Lightning Rondo. The play might be to boss this turn and KO this Miraidon and just not mention anything else and make it hard as possible for this Raikou to knock us out back. So let's do that. So let's use, because like Beach Court is pretty much only going to be helping them. We can Superior and get all of these things back. I think that's probably, we need then 5 to take that knockout. So let's Super Cold and put them all on the active, and let's just try to make it as much as it pretty much comes down to whoever takes the first 2 prize knockout, and that happened to be my opponent this game. So we gotta somehow mess up that chain. So let's pull up this Miraidon. I can hold this energy for the Revavroom. I can drop it down as well. And I'm thinking I'll just hold it for the Rev, I think. All this 300 for the knockout, and then they're gonna have to have a full generator pop plus physical energy attachment, and we know they've already spent 2 generators. Like they only have 2 prizes on the board pretty much. So like if we can just get 1 turn where they're not taking 2 prizes, then we should be able to win this game. Otherwise we're gonna have to like rely on Iono to be able to come back, which definitely does work against Miraidon when like if they cannot get all their energies on the board, they don't have a built-in draw engine like Barrel or so just way to refill their hands. So if we can take their energies out of play and then use Iono, that definitely could work too. Like if they're just using Lightning Rondo for 200, that's a dub. I think they'll probably like, maybe if they don't have them right on play, that there's like Battle Claw this turn. That would be kind of interesting because I think that sets up the Chien-Pao for the Raikou knockout and also keeps the 1 prizer in our face. So I'll have to try to find another one of our boss's orders. There's Raichu. Raichu is just, I guess it is technically easier to get than Miraidon. You just need 2 energies. You just need 2 energies off that generator to get it. But it also does discard all those energies from play. There's another Arven, so that can get them another electric generator. So it's like always like the Miraidon deck, once it sets up here, can kind of play off the board for a lot of the game, like with Tandem Unit and Arven. Like if you can like chain those Arvens like that. Like Arven's an interesting card because like after you get the Forest Sealstone with like the first one, Bravery Charm isn't exactly the strongest card. Like you're just like kind of dependent on, like Arven basically turns into attached to lightning energy from the top 5 cards of your deck. Ideally, it's like not drawing you cards, but it can help you find your energies. So I think you either have to be heavy Arven in Miraidon or you're playing no Arvens, because like just playing 1, you would never actually ever draw it when you want it. But if you're playing lots of them, you don't have like super powerful or as many powerful supporters like Professor's Research. but you do have this like always have access to generators. Like it's not like just like the chance of research not hitting what you need. Only one off the generator is pretty tough for my opponent. They're gonna have to play their last generator to take the knockout this turn. Like if they were to put the energy on Raichu and attach and take the knockout, I think that is just like really greedy, because then they only have one generator left to close out this game. So I wonder how they'll choose to play this turn, because I don't really want to attack with Raikou, because that's too easy prices for me. I think they either just drop Lightning on Miraidon, they're going to put on Raichu and pass. So if we could take a knockout this turn, that'd be sick. So let's Shivery Chill and get all the waters out of the deck. How many boss orders do we have in there? We have Lumineon and one more boss. Also Escape Rope would do the trick. Okay, so we're just going to probably just Irida for Escape Rope. Because we have the Irida in hand. We have 3 water energies. So we don't quite have knockout. That's the only hitch in our plan. So this is kind of awkward. Because this can get Chien-Pao Rope. Oh yeah, and then we have another water in deck to take the knockout. Okay, yeah, this is what we want to do. Grab Chien-Pao. We'll grab an Escape Rope. And right. Oh, okay. I thought we messed up. I hadn't unchecked all up there. So yep. We can do it like this. We can grab the other Chien-Pao. We can Escape Rope. And then no matter what they bring up, we can knock it out for 2 prizes. And hopefully we'll be able to close out this game. Like, unfortunately, the Revavroom, we have all the water energies down. It's like Revavroom is not going to be... Like, we can't just Shivery Chill for draw. Okay. We can keep 1 water energy left then. So that means Shivery Chill is basically +6 off an Iono. Alright, we have all 4 energies in hand. I'm not going to conceal cards. Well, I'll just Super Cold and dump 3 on the active. We'll hold the other one just for the Rumbling Engine play, potentially, if we get Iono this turn. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go. And then we'll just Hail Blade for the knockout. We're definitely scared of Iono Path. Like, this is, like, the Revavroom doesn't directly help with it. Like, but Barrel's always filling you up back up to 5, but Revavroom, you have to discard the energy. So if you can't actually find the energy, it's basically useless. We do find a Stadium Bump, which I guess is something. We do have, like, the Lost Vacuum in deck. We should have 1 more Stadium. We saw the Skaters Park in there. So, like, we have game in hand. If our opponent plays no hand disruption, we just Irida and find a superior. And then that's the game. So, my opponent's definitely going to want to try to find Iono or Judge. It's going to... This is... Like, if we get Iono, I'm very curious to see, like, we haven't seen anything to suggest that our opponent is playing the Path build. And, like, since we're seeing cross-switchers... maybe they don't have space for Path. There's a boss's orders. They're just going to go for the Baxcalibur knockout. Fine by me, because we have Irida in hand to win this game. I guess that was an alternative line that they could have gone for. Is like hoping that I didn't have another Baxcalibur. But luckily we have another Irida, and we're able to set up this other Baxcalibur to win this game. Because we just find the minions there too. So we'll just get Baxcalibur and Superior Energy Retrieval. And that will be the game. As long as we don't Superior out our Rare Candy. So let's just make sure we do that first, so there's no sort of... We don't throw this game. And there we go. We get the concession. So we're able to battle back despite giving up the first 2 prize cards. That's all I have for Chien-Pao. I played several more games off camera. Didn't really get any great Revavroom instances to show off. I'm still like unsure that... I'm like pretty sure that the Barrel is better most of the time. It does have that HP buff against Lost Zone Box that maybe could swing that matchup in your favor just a little bit more. But just against Iono Path in the late game, Revavroom is going to be strictly a downgrade. But it's always nice to see people innovating with new cards in old decks. So shout out for the list. I appreciate you guys for watching all through this video. If you enjoy this kind of content, please smash the heck out of the like button and subscribe to my channel. And I appreciate you for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.